Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. President Trump just announced 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum imports. What does this mean? We're about to break that down in this important episode of Ignition Time. Please click like, please click subscribe, please enable notifications. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda. I'm your citizen journalist, and this is the Ignition Time channel. Let's start with the first clip featuring President Trump's breaking news announcement. Trump actually explains why tariffs will make America great again. Let's take a look.
That's why Canada should be our 51st state. We'll bring back industries and we'll bring back our jobs and we'll make America industry great again. So essentially, we're putting on a 25% tariff without exception on all aluminum and all steel. And it's going to mean a lot of businesses are going to be opening in the United States. Now, we're going to be meeting over the next 4-week period, maybe on a weekly basis, and maybe we'll do a couple of them at different times and maybe together. But we'll be talking about other subjects like cars. We'll be talking about drugs and pharmaceuticals. We'll be discussing chips. And we're going to be doing some other things in addition to that, all which will bring in a lot of jobs into our country. Cars is going to be a very big one and a very important one, and America is going to be stronger than it ever was before.
Now, in the next clip, Trump talks about aluminum tariffs and why this could lead to an economic boom in the United States. Let's take a look.
Okay. So are you finished with everything, I think?
We have aluminum still to sign.
Okay,
here,
let's
sir.
go.
So with respect to aluminum, similarly to steel, since 2018, a large number of exceptions and exemptions have been added into the law. This eliminates all of those and also increases the ad valorem tariff rate from 10 to 25%.
Mostly the last part is the most important, right, would you say?
Totally.
So basically, this is aluminum, the same thing, no exceptions, no nothing. And it's going to bring our aluminum business back and may go higher. I mean, frankly, it may go higher. And we're going to also be talking about we're going to be talking about things over the next 3 weeks that I think will be amazing for our country, amazing for our jobs, and will bring us to a new level of prosperity. And I think, frankly, our allies and our enemies all over the world expected this. They really expected it for years. They really expected it sometime during the Biden administration, but they didn't do anything.
Now, in case you're wondering, what is all this stuff about tariffs? How does it actually impact you? We're going to get into that in this video. But first, let's take a look at the president talking about how tariffs work in very simple terms. Take a look.
It's 25% without exceptions or exemptions, and that's all countries, no matter where it comes from, all countries. If made in the United States, however, United States of America, there is no tariff, it's zero. So if it's made in the United States, there is no tariff. All you have to do is make it in the United States. We don't need it from another country.
And at the end of the day, this is all about American manufacturing. As far as President Trump is concerned, American manufacturing is back, and it's back big time. Let's take a look at what the president says about the reemergence of American manufacturing in his own words.
Saved him because of my first term. Totally saved him. If I didn't do what I did, I put massive tariffs, not the highest level, but pretty massive tariffs. We took in a lot of money and we took in a lot of jobs, but we were being pummeled by both friend and foe alike. Our nation requires steel and aluminum to be made in America, not in foreign lands. We need to create, in order to protect our country's future, a resurgence of U.S. manufacturing and production, the likes of which has not been seen for many decades. It's time for our great industries to come back to America.
So what do steel makers, what do steel workers think about this? Let's hear from Trump in his own words talking about why the steel industry should love these tariffs. Take a look.
Saying American consumers are worried that prices
That they do support this move?
U.S. steelmakers.
I love the steel makers. That's
But,
good.
well, what do you say
Of course
to
they,
American
because they want to save their businesses. U.S. Steel will now be a very valuable company. Anybody that makes steel is going to be great. Anybody that works in big steel he's going to be very happy.
So what is the impact of all these steel tariffs on jobs? Well, there are more jobs gained than lost. Let's hear from the president in his own words.
What do you have to say about it?
So when you imposed the tariffs the first time, you added 120,000 jobs. And since that time, it's been picked away and nicked away and excluded away, and we've lost 107,000 jobs. And remember, these aren't just general jobs. These are steel workers in America, and now you're going to bring them back. You're going to bring those 120,000 jobs back to America. You are the president who's standing up for the American steel worker, and I am just tremendously impressed and delighted to stand next to you.
Mr. President,
So let me just make a statement, and essentially this is another way of saying we're doing a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum. So the failed American trade policies have led our once incredible United States steel and aluminum industries, once incredible, they're not now, but they're not bad.
So what does all this mean for the future of American trade? Well, there needs to be some element of fairness as far as the president is concerned, as far as the administration is concerned, and there are going to be some big announcements coming up about trade, what Trump calls reciprocal tariffs, which means that if countries are charging the United States manufacturers money to import goods into their countries, the US will now start charging them tariffs for them to be able to import goods into our country. Let's hear from Trump in his own words.
But we'll be announcing on other things such as cars. We got some other things we'll be doing. But the biggest thing is reciprocal. We want tariffs to be fair. If they charge us, we charge them.
tomorrow the reciprocal tariffs?
We'll be doing reciprocal over the next, I would say 2 days, don't you think? 2 days, yeah, maybe.
Mr. President, the Australian Prime Minister has said that you are considering an exemption for Australia on steel. Is that correct? And why?
I just spoke to him, very fine man, and he has a surplus. I mean, we have a surplus with Australia, one of the few. And the reason is they buy a lot of airplanes. They are rather far away, and they need lots of airplanes. And we actually have a surplus. It's one of the only countries which we do. And I told him that that's something that we will give great consideration to.
So what are tariffs actually going to lead to? Are they going to lead to cheaper cars and more jobs? Yes, you heard that right. As far as President Trump is concerned, the answer to that is yes. We'll have cheaper cars and more jobs. Let's take a look.
Ultimately, it'll be cheaper, but we'll also have jobs, many, many more jobs.
Sir, what are you looking at in terms of tariffs on cars and chips?
Well, we're looking at numbers, and we'll be coming up with a number, but we make some of the finest cars in the world, and some companies prohibit us from selling those cars in their countries, but they sell us cars, they send cars to us, and we don't do that. We charge nothing or 2.5%, and they'll be charging 100%. They'll be charging much more than that if you look at some of them. So I think those days are over.
And all of this is essentially a way for President Trump to catch up because as far as he's concerned, because of President Biden's failed policies and his missteps, billions of dollars were given to China. Let's hear what Trump had to say about Biden's failure and the billions of dollars that went to China. Let's take a look.
I think, frankly, our allies and our enemies all over the world expected this. They really expected it for years. They really expected it sometime during the Biden administration, but they didn't do anything. As you know, I put tariffs on China. We took in hundreds of billions of dollars with those tariffs, and Biden wasn't able to get them out. He tried to, but it was too much money. He couldn't do it. And we're going to be doing a very concise and, it's going to be good. And I don't think if done properly, and we're going to try and do that, we don't want it to hurt other countries, but they've been taking advantage of us for years and years and years. And they've charged us tariffs. Most of them have charged us, almost everyone, I would say, almost without exception.
Definitely.
They've charged us, and we haven't charged them.
So at the end of the day, we're going to see a reinstatement of steel tariffs that did exist in the past. Let's hear what Trump had to say about this. Let's take a look.
Next, in 2018, you imposed ad valorem duties, tariffs on imports of steel at a 25% rate. Since that time, a large number of exclusions and exceptions to that tariff rule have been implemented. Because of the damage to the United States steel industry that those exceptions and exclusions have imposed, we're now, this order would reimpose that 25% ad valorem tariff rate on imports of steel, and it's presented for your signature now.
Okay.
So that's it, everyone. That's a summary of what we can expect as far as tariffs are concerned. Will prices go up? No, as far as President Trump is concerned. He thinks that this will lead to cheaper cars and more jobs. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Once again, please click like, please click subscribe, please enable notifications. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda with Ignition Time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.